I don't know. I haven't had enough time to try and use it. And as you can see, it's not very strong. Not really. Sits there doing like 200 damage a little shock there, but it drains your stuff so fast. Drains your key energy so fast. Oh, we're gonna go back to Novo now. Oh, let's just run. No, we're headed straight towards me too. I just don't think I'm gonna call it Mito, because that's what the name looks like. But yeah, Mito's over here, or back there where we just were, but either way, we're really close to where they are. Really close. I'm right.
That's enough glittermoths to make her plan work.
It's getting a little toasty.
She wants you to stop worrying about the paths you've ridden.
Having my PS4
on
on
the inevitable road ahead,
makes my
the one
room
that leads
even
to
hotter, so
confrontation with
since
the
it's been like
World
a million degrees, now it's even worse half the time.
The hoof puff is evidence of the duality of evolution, utterly beautiful and grotesque at the same time. She means that the hoof puff has had more time to eat at the root as it's been isolated in the Knoopstonies mountains. So, based on that alone, she reckons it has suffered as much damage as the northwest root that's hidden beneath the surf. It reminds her of the Gnopes, and like them, it's hoofed. They're just a lot bigger.
Yeah. Okay, so it automatically puts us on this dude. Now that we can get a good look at him, as you can see, he's just a giant muscle-bound thing, but he's purple and black. I like him. He is kind of useless. He doesn't like fight or anything. He's just a lot stronger of a mount, and quest related too. Obviously, we have to do this quest with him. So, all right, this is probably gonna hurt. Yeah, there's no fall damage in this game, but the mounts take a hit whenever you do stuff like that. I think normal mounts, like the notes or whatever, and those things, they can only do that kind of fall damage stuff like 4 times and then they leave you. So you'll have to find another one or call it again. I don't know if there's like an actual like limit to calling them or whatever, but it seems like the mount gets a little mad after 4 falls like that. 4 or 5. I'm not gonna fight anything on my way there. I'm just going straight for the hoof puff. Crap. Alright, I gotta go this way. I actually like this fight quite a bit. again, it's another one of those things where, you know, it was super easy the first time around, but I'm not quite sure how the second time around is gonna go. Or if the game had an effect on this guy with the updates that went through or not. Just like every other RPG in the world, you know, this one's got the same group of people that says, oh, the game's too easy, so you should make it harder. They did add the extreme difficulty that I talked about, but I think some of the updates might have affected the difficulties on other scales too. At least a little bit. At least a little bit. But this one's a fun fight, so. Delayed animations. This dude actually kind of looks like Majit, except for gigantic and a little bit more rat-faced. But he's got the same colors, more or less. He's just bigger. There is a trophy during this fight for yanking out all of his teeth. Which is entertaining to say the least. It's probably part of why I like this fight so much, is just doing that animation over and over again with him. You can yank out his teeth, but there's no dodging it. You're gonna knock yourself over. Oh, actually, never mind. I actually did dodge it that time. I guess I wasn't fast enough the last couple times. But, yeah. Super easy fight, like I said. And it's super easy to get the trophy part of it done, too. Well, at least for the most part. I think I had the teeth actually done before this part last time, so that might be different. But ooh, actually got hit. Yeah, you gotta use the moths and then tooth. Trophy. I was too close to be able to dodge that, even if I wanted to. But yeah. Oh, God. I was reloading. There's no more teeth to pull. So. After his teeth are gone, I think his head just becomes like a giant crit spot for him. So, no big deal. He definitely gets slowed down whenever you hit the crit spot too much. Oh, this is different. Oh, no, I did this before. But it's not as easy as a prompt to get to actually trigger that. You have to break all 4 of his zits to have him trip over his own legs. But you can do it. It's trying to have me distract him with the moths, and they're not doing their job. There we go. Oh, I guess distracting him you can do this too. But I didn't know that. Only fought him once, so. There we go. Puff puff down. We got both the world leaders I wanted to kill done. It only took us an hour too, damn. We're on a roll today. We are on a roll today. Let's go us. There is one of those fights that I'm not a fan of. And in my honest opinion, the only reason I don't like that fight is because of underwater mechanics in video games. This game did a good job. I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't. But the fight takes place underwater. And to be honest, underwater mechanics never feel right in an RPG. They just don't. It's nothing to do with the game developer. They try their hardest, but
he's got word out of it.
They really just don't feel right when that stuff happens. I think this dialogue might be repeated or close to being repeated. That's fine. We're gonna go get this NONO real quick. And do the Tree of Life quest in order like I'm supposed to. By the way, you can hit your down button and summon Majit now from your mount menu. You have to set him as the mount you want to summon, but you can do it that way. But until you pick up another mount after him, he's your set land mount that you summon. There's the radar place. I don't think I can do the radar here yet. I'm not really sure. There we go. Here, let's summon Majit. Oh, there's a crazy glitch that happens with this guy. I don't know if they fixed it or if I'll ever be able to cover that one. But I put him down somewhere so I could kill some enemies. Like, I let him sit somewhere waiting for me. And he fucking duplicated. I couldn't mount him, and he duplicated on my map. There was 2 of them. I've never had it happen since, and I was very concerned when it actually happened because it was weird and I thought my game was going to break. But, yeah. It's a thing. If I ever actually have it happen again, I'll make sure to cover that, but... He is a weird mount. Definitely. Let's go talk to Noko real quick so I can get her quest marker off my map too. Like I said, you can leave them here and come talk to them later, like right here where they are, or you can just talk to them, say I must be on my way. It'll finish the quest, and they'll go back to where you first met them, so that way you don't have to worry about it if you want to go find them later. So I just make them go back to where they came from, so Noko will be back at her actual spot on the map over here, so no big deal. That's a sludge truck quest, which the sludge truck quest irritates the crap out of me. So I think we're lacking a level 3 engine on our stream character. Oh, the last booth thing is over here. It's kind of cool. There's that as well that we didn't do. Okay. I think we're gonna go do Gizmo's quest finally. Since that armor upgrade kind of made resistances on armor ridiculous. I did say we were gonna go do the dead zone area, and Gizmo is the dead zone area, so. There's a guy in here that I really want to talk to before we do, what is it? God, I never remember the place this is called. I think it's Suburbia or something. I think that's the place that I'm thinking of. I said that the vault there is related to a quest, and we wouldn't go there until after we had access to the quest. The quest giver is in the dead zone area, so. Also, did I do this door? No, I didn't. Okay.
You need to line up the switches so they match.
I was gonna say, our next tribe that we have to conquer is in the dead zone.
That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework.
If anyone's stuck on how to open that door, by the way, that's how you do it. Here, I'll show you outside version of the store, so that way you kind of know. But there's a locked door. See, over there is the entrance to the train yard. And we're just kind of over in the corner here. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's clicked on this door and saw that it was locked. But it's locked from the inside. So you can just come in here and open it real quick. And you're good to go. Let's go do this dead zone stuff.
Short of breath and death to this zone.
I'm not even tracking it like I'm supposed to be.
He who half breathes, half lives.
Well,
that's the leftover you're looking for.
I guess I can do this by memory until it changes my quest marker. So, yeah, there, see, changed my quest marker. I already knew that was gonna happen. There's a couple of things for loot. I think that was tape. I'm not really sure. Ugh, itchy nose. Dead zone areas are not a place to be messing around with. Between the hypoxia stuff and the ooze that's all over the place, they're really not an area to be messing around with at all. That was about this box here. It's kind of like the goo glide parts, but for that robot that we saw. I'm hoping we can get the one piece of gear that I would like. I usually get it out of the second box though. Yeah, I think this first box for the Mectron is actually kind of fixed. I don't think you get very many different pieces out of that one. So, and the superb loot. It's usually up here for the superb loot because there's not a lot of things in this place that you can loot. So. Just go back over to Gizmo and we get a robot. Alright. Let's get us another mount.
He says that's enough to get the Mecton functional. You'll have an engine, a fuel soaker, a gun, and a gathering net, but no armor, nor enough oxygen supply.
He says that, but...
He made a suction device, so the Mecton can use the black tar as an instant refuel. You can also use it to clear oily goo puddles, so you can pass and access hard-to-get-to areas. He's been working on another project for the Mecton, a cannon, but it needs ammunition.
Yeah.
And by that, he means the scripts. He says if they're trained right, they'll turn into a distraction for the jumbo puff. The best way to find scripts is to go talk to Moog. He knows the ins and outs of every breathing thing left alive after the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, this means you'll have to venture farther out into the dead zone than Moog's camp on the steep. Right. He noticed that jumbo
Moog is who I was talking
has a
about.
short attention span, so the script should distract it long enough for you to inflict some damage.
Honestly, he said that there's not enough oxygen, and that's what I was going to talk about, but Gizmo had a lot of dialogue there. He was saying that there's not a lot of oxygen when you have this suit, but I don't think that's the case because when you're in this zone, getting in the suit completely protects you from the hypoxia zone.
Monkey's Mecton is built sturdy,
Or at least it's supposed
just like himself. Can you imagine how this place used to look before the dead oil flood?
The funny thing about these things here that are on the ground that are supposed to be attacking me is you can actually just suck them up just like the oil. It is a thing. You can just suck them up just like the oil. I'm gonna go over to this market and get this other Mectron box over here real quick.
Roads like this really led somewhere. Now, most of them lead to disaster.
I don't recommend getting out of the suit unless you absolutely have to, but it's a lot easier for me to fight these guys if I'm out of the suit.
You could just go to a place like this to get a proper meal back in the old world.
There we go. There's still another dude over here. We got too far away from him. There we go. It's much easier to just hop out of the machine and fight those guys with that stuff. Sadly, we didn't get the piece that I wanted. So, I might have to find another one. That was a Frost AR, I think. Might have been a regular rifle, though. If it was a regular rifle, that's gonna suck a little bit, but nothing I can do about that. Oh, you're only a crowbar level 1. Alright, cool. Thought it was gonna be crowbar level 2, so I was a little concerned. That's actually a pretty powerful piece of gear. It has hypoxia zone resistance too, but not enough to replace the piece that we have on. Alright, let's go back and get the Mectron again. We'll go see Moog and continue doing the quest. I don't think we're going to take on the Jumbo Puff today. We might, considering how fast I dealt with the first two today, but like I said, it is getting really friggin' hot in my room, so depending on how things are going, I'd rather not cook alive to get some streaming done, if I can avoid it at least. Alright, I'm gonna skip that, because it just pans up the climbing stuff. There's no introduction stuff with that.
Steepo Depot, the cliffside that Moog hangs on to.
Okay. It's Moog. I'm not sure how you're supposed to trigger this guy's actual quests.
Let's see.
I ended up... You know how I mentioned some random characters in the game will send you to other random characters in the game, and the character will make you do quests first before you get to do what you wanted to do? This is one of those instances. Not with Gizmo, but with a different character. That's how I trigger Moog's quests all the time, is there's a guy named Boom right here that we actually have a marker for. And he sends us over to Gizmo. And then Gizmo gives me a bunch of quests to do before he actually does the quest that Boom sent me for. But as you can see, he has the prosthetic arms and legs that my other character had. And remember the outfit, I had the arms on it. It's just really high defense equipment with no resistances, so that's all it is.
Tough and clever as you must be. Says a monster hunter hears many things on the wind. Moog says that all your power doesn't do you a bit of good if you're not willing to pull the trigger when the time comes. Choosing what to kill and what to spare are the most important decisions you'll make. You might have a steady aim, but you need to be sure that you pick your targets with care. It's hard to make those life or death decisions for others, but someone's got to do it. Otherwise, they'll do it themselves, and you know they'll miss. Claims he mostly kills whoever he doesn't like. Says it's wild that the world seems to be coming back, but he supposes that means more monsters for him to shoot. Wonders why you work so hard to keep things alive. Bullets help thin the herd instead. Says you should give up on working with the stubborn myriad. He keeps trying to put out their lights, and they keep putting up new ones. He's afraid you're just
I think this guy might be one of the Dark Aura people in the game, because they all have their own personalities.
Right?
I'm pretty sure he's one of them.
He says the wildlife, nature, has changed and turned against us. Instincts of survival took over when the world changed. He's not sure about their veggie diet anymore, and if it's changed, who knows what it's done with the chemical composition of their body output. Right now, though, he feels he's come to a point where he's got a pretty clear idea on the whereabouts of monsters, both tall and short. Thinks that it all hangs on the tree of life. When it started to fail, everything changed. Moog says you must learn to walk before you can run. It takes practice before you can call yourself a monster hunter. Fortunately for you, he can help. He understands you need to start off with something small before you go big. There's no better place to start than a squip cave. Hunting down a couple of these little critters for yourself should keep you on your toes. Says it's not far at all. Fortunately for you, the squips seem to have acclimatized themselves to the otherwise uninhabitable dead zone.
Okay, these little things, I don't understand why they're in the dead zone. I mean, they are everywhere else too. But they're basically like little fox squirrel-like things. They're just, I don't know. It's weird to see them over here when I do, so. That's all. It's just a bit weird. Well, that went smoother than I thought it would.
Wait, it's the SQUIP-HOLEUP.
I'm gonna leave this thing here. There's a couple of dudes in here that we gotta fight to get in here. There's a bigger version of stuff. So. Every zone's got their big dudes like this, so. You gotta fight a couple of these big guys to get into this place, so much easier for me without the suit. I think that's all you have to fight in here. I could be wrong, but I think that's all you have to do.
Once the volatilization from the nuclear waste evaporated, a volatile gas rose through the soil and infested structures, even Toxanol's own buildings. So, in a way, they caused their own death.
Yeah. Oh, that's goo that I almost just walked in because I can't see anything.
Oh, idea. Go knock the lid off that sludge truck. It'll fill the place up and you can get up to that entrance there.
There we go. Yeah, this place is a little weird. You can just drown in that goo too, so you gotta be careful. It's like sludge that you get stuck in. Thanks for the lurk, Title. These are the little squib things. Like I said, they're like squirrel slash fox looking things. I like them. You have to like angle your camera down too to be able to capture these guys, otherwise you're just gonna swing your net forever. Where are you? There. Ugh. Come here. Come here. There we go. We get a little pistol with the same kind of effect as the Spino thing that we have. This is actually where I got those spray gun pieces that I used to make my gun look weird. But
you need to line up the switches so they match.
there we go.
Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework.
You only need 5 squibs, but I think they spawn in like 7 of these guys or something. This is one of those things that I don't think I've shown off yet, but you can kill it, keep it, or pet and keep. Keeping it doesn't do anything. Killing it, obviously dark aura. Pet and keep causes light aura. I don't think there's any other thing involved with keeping these guys, but there is a trophy for capturing 20 of them, I think. I think that's what it is. I'm not really sure. Not really sure. Here's a melee weapon that we probably are not going to use. And that should be it. Right, back out to the mech. Actually, let's just fast travel to Gizmo. Can I just fast travel from here? Or do I have to get out of the cave first? Damn. I gotta get out of the cave first. Should've known. Should've known. Alright. I'm gonna mount now too, so I just gotta get out of this cave real quick, and then I should be able to fast travel over to Gizmo. There we go. Oh. Okay. Let's go down and see him real quick. At least get near him for a second. He's gonna do the same kind of animation that everybody else did for things. And our mech has appeared again.
Enough scripts to
Don't even have to
sustain
call
the
it back.
Mechton's claw crane cannon with infinite ammunition. Well done.
I don't understand how 5 of them makes for infinite ammunition, but I guess it makes sense.
Not his
They can't really have you sit
invention
here
so
harvesting
far,
like
but it gets
200
the
of
job
them.
done. Use
Not
it
that
to
you need
suck
that
up
many.
gooey oil puddles in the Mechton's way so you can pass. Gizmo's made vehicles before to confront the Jumbo Puff himself, but failed. But this time, it's different. The Mechton will be strong enough to do the job. It's time to put a stop to the World Eater now. Otherwise, he fears the damage it's caused to the tree already will be too much to handle. There's time to improve the Mekton before you confront the Puff. There are more wreck boxes out in the dead zone with gear you should be able to equip the Mekton with on your own.
Basically, it's the same as the stuff with the
about upcycling to fit some scronky
car.
gear to the Mekton on your own.
But the little jet thing that we get to ride in the water,
if he can.
the goo glide or whatever, we can just upgrade it as much as we want, as long as we got the pieces to do so.
Has plenty.